All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to This Explainer. If you've ever found yourself completely lost in the alphabet soup of search engine marketing, wondering what an agency actually does all day, and more importantly, what they charge for it, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're taking a highly structured inside look at the anatomy of an SEO ecosystem. And to do this, we're going to use the extensive service catalog and the actual pricing data from FirstPageRanks, which is a prominent SEO company based in India, as our comprehensive case study. Okay, let's dive into this because that is the absolute million-dollar question, isn't it? Or, well, maybe the few thousand rupee question. The digital marketing space is honestly notorious for kind of vague pricing and hidden fees. But today, we're pulling back the curtain. We are going to reveal the exact real-world financial investments required for a really wide variety of these services later on in the explainer. Here is our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the modern SEO landscape, core pillars of SEO, mastering local search, beyond basic SEO, breaking down costs, and finally, the long-term game. Section 1. The modern SEO landscape. You know, the days of just aggressively stuffing a web page with keywords and hoping for the best? Yeah, those are long gone. Modern optimization is built heavily around the actual user experience, mobile performance, and site speed. Think of a website's visibility sort of like a massive iceberg. The beautiful design and the really engaging blog posts you see on the surface, that is literally just the tip. What actually keeps that website floating high up in the search rankings is a huge structural foundation underneath. And to manage this, agencies basically categorize their work into highly structured pillars of optimization. Section 2. Core pillars of SEO. So, let's set up the foundational vocabulary of the industry, just so you're fully equipped to understand the true scope of work an agency actually handles. First up is technical SEO. This is that hidden foundation of our iceberg. It involves optimizing crawlability, boosting site speed, ensuring perfectly secure HTTPS connections, and organizing the whole site architecture. Frankly, if your site isn't fast, secure, and easily readable by a search engine, literally nothing else you do is going to matter. Next is white hat SEO. This refers to ethical optimization strategies. We're talking about practices that strictly follow search engine guidelines, things like creating genuinely high-quality content and building real organic links. This is in direct contrast to black hat tactics like buying up spammy links. Black hat might give you a quick boost, sure, but it will eventually get your site heavily penalized. Sustainable growth relies entirely on these ethical, user-focused practices. Then we have digital PR. Honestly, this is a super fascinating area because it basically merges traditional public relations with modern search algorithms. It is all about earning high-trust media coverage, securing brand mentions on other sites, and getting reputable backlinks. You're essentially borrowing the credibility of established websites to build massive domain authority for your own. And this brilliantly illustrates the two main arenas where an agency actually works: on-page versus off-page SEO. On-page includes everything a business can directly control on their own website. You know, things like meta tags, URL structures, internal linking, and the actual content you write. Off-page SEO, on the other hand, is the authority you have to go out and earn externally. That includes the backlinks, guest posting, and those brand mentions we just talked about. To really give you a sense of the actual deliverables here, let's look at a curated list of technical SEO tasks derived straight from our source. Behind the scenes, an agency is doing things like creating XML sitemaps, optimizing image compression for speed, implementing secure SSL certificates, adding structured schema markup so Google understands exactly what your business does, and constantly hunting down and fixing broken links so you don't have to worry about it. Section 3. Mastering local search. Now, if you operate a brick-and-mortar store or a service area business, competing on a global scale just isn't your goal. You need regional visibility. To capture that high-intent, nearby audience searching on Google Maps, agencies deploy a very specific set of tactics. They optimize your Google business profile, ensure absolute consistency of your NAP details, that's name, address, and phone number, across the entire internet, actively manage customer reviews, build geo-targeted landing pages, and submit your business to local directory citations. Section 4. Beyond basic SEO strategies. You see, an agency's job isn't always just about building new things. A lot of the time, it actually involves correcting past mistakes or adapting to highly complex retail environments. Take SEO penalty recovery, for example. If a website has been penalized by Google, recovery is a strict 3-step procedure. Step 1, identify the root cause, like a hidden network of toxic links. Step 2, manually remove and disavow those harmful links. And finally, Step 3, update the site's content and structure to strictly comply with search engine guidelines so that your visibility can finally be restored. Section 5, breaking down SEO costs. All right, now that we know what these services actually entail, let's translate them into real-world business investments using FirstPageRanks' specific pricing matrix. Let's set a baseline, 3,900 Indian rupees. That is the entry-level monthly cost for foundational local and vernacular keyword research. It's actually a surprisingly accessible first step into professional data research for a small business. Taking a look at the broader data here, we can really see the scope of investment required. An intensive SEO audit and optimization runs at 6,000 rupees a month. On-page meta tag management is 4,900. But definitely notice the financial benefits built into this model. If a business commits to a quarterly or yearly performance track, the monthly average drops significantly. For instance, the heavy lifting of SEO penalty recovery is 9,800 a month, but a yearly commitment is priced at 100,000 rupees, which offers a noticeable discount for entering into a long-term partnership. Now, what's really interesting about these numbers is how the baseline investment scales directly with the technical complexity of the work. Basic keyword mapping sits at 3,900, but technical SEO, which requires back-end development skills to fix site speed and core web vitals, jumps up to 7,500. And e-commerce SEO sits at 11,500. Why is that? Well, because an e-commerce site might have thousands of individual product pages, complex category architectures, and constant conversion rate optimization needs. It's just a totally different beast. Section 6, the long-term SEO game. The pricing structure we just looked at perfectly highlights a pretty harsh truth about this industry. SEO is absolutely not a one-time fix. To protect a digital investment and actually sustain organic traffic over time, ongoing maintenance is required. Search algorithms update, your competitors launch brand new campaigns, links eventually break, and content just gets stale. You have to constantly track ranking performance, monitor your competitors, and refresh older pages just to maintain a top spot. As FirstPageRanks puts it, they ensure ongoing refinement rather than one-time fixes. Continuous monitoring and evolving optimization keep websites aligned with algorithm changes. Because at the end of the day, SEO is a living, breathing ecosystem. It absolutely requires consistent, structured management to thrive. Which leaves us with this final thought. If your website is the digital storefront of your business, the place where the vast majority of your customers will interact with you first, can you really afford to leave its visibility up to chance? Understanding the structure, the exact services, and the real-world costs of optimization allows you to make really focused, strategic decisions about your own digital growth. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I absolutely look forward to exploring our next topic together.